All right, guys, you already know what's going on. Welcome to another sports type episode. We're going to be talking about our week nine NFL recap. We're going to be talking about our predictions for this week. We're going to be talking about Cam Akers and his injury and what that means to the Vikings. And then what's going on with Daniel Jones and, say his New York Giants over there in the NFC East. We'll be talking about them. And then we'll be talking about James Harden and what he means to the Clippers and what his debut was like for the Clippers. And then finally, how far can they go in this loaded West, right? Are they okay in the West? We'll see what happens.
Yes, sir. So, you know, me and Sayer were just on the phone with each other. He was a little upset as Dolphins, so we'll let him get the frustration out first and foremost. Let's hear the Dolphins fans' thoughts on that loss against Kansas City.
Um, Very frustrating. It was a winnable game. I would have liked the ending to have been better. The bad snap, fumble, end of the game. If there was any offense the first half, I think Miami could have won that game. Um, I don't know where we pick it up from. I think the defense could be a little bit better. I think the Jacobson offense could be better. I would agree. Um, Now we get to go on our bye. Hopefully they clean things up. We can beat a 500 team.
Yeah, I was about to say you guys are 6-0 against 500 teams, but 0-3 against above 500 teams. Is it starting to get a little concerning?
Yes and no. Um, we've lost to the past Super Bowl teams. Um, and then we also lost to Buffalo. I'm not worried about Buffalo. They're not in the playoffs right now. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna need my boy Tua to step it up. Come playoff time, it's a quarterback battle. So I'm gonna need him to be great when that time comes.
Yeah, I agree. If if there was any offense in the first half, the Dolphins would have had that win, I think, like you said. So to me, it falls on the offense. The defense did everything they could, holding a high-powered offense to 21 points. So I feel like the defense did everything they could. It's just the offense and Tua has to step up, like Saya said.
Go ahead, Gia.
Okay, so when you say high powered offense, I don't think of the Kansas City Chiefs right now. You got two great players, two top five players in each of their positions right now on the Kansas City Chiefs. That is all you have. You do not have the number one wide receiver in the league right now. You do not have the quarterback with the most passing yards, touchdowns and passing yards right now. That is Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill. You don't have Raheem Mostert, right? All of these great players on this explosive Miami offense should have created something like you said in the first half, especially against a mediocre to I would say mediocre to great defense. Right? They're not great, but they're not mediocre. They're right there in between. For Kansas City to score 21 points in the first half, good for them, right? But for me, it's all about that adjustments, like you said, that defense made in Miami, right, for that second half to only to shut them out pretty much, and not have them score for the that second half. It is unfortunate for the Miami Dolphins, but right now it is worrisome because they got to have a complete game against a top team in the NFL, and they haven't put that together yet.
One thing it also showed is how impactful Tyreek Hill is to our offense.
Right.
Um, if he's not really going, then the whole offense doesn't really go.
Mhm.
Kansas City was the one team I knew that would shut down Tyreek if there was a team, but it showed how weak the rest of the offense is. It wasn't until teams started getting it going where the offense had momentum again.
Right. And I feel like that also has to fall on a little bit on Jalen Waddle. He has to create some opportunities for himself as well.
I agree with that. The one thing people are gonna say is that he got hurt, but he also kept playing. And I need him to produce. He's gonna stay in the game hurt. Otherwise, recover, come back healthy, and let someone else try to fill in.
Right, because teams are going to start to double team Tyreek, send the safety his way. It's not going to be as easy as it has been the first 8 weeks of the season. So someone's going to have to step up.
That boy Cedric Wilson, when he had that one touchdown, bro, I got so hyped.
Hey, he's underrated.
Bro, that third down, he had him too. I think that would have been a touchdown if Tua threw a good ball on there.
Yeah, I think so too.
I guarantee you, I'm sorry to, rain on your parade a little bit, but one key player who does not step up, you guys are not winning the Super Bowl. And that player was a top 5 receiver last year. Nowhere near close this year. His name is Jalen Waddle. I need him to, I need to see him get into the end zone a little bit more. Need him to see a little bit more catches, a little bit more touches, and that all comes down to Tua Tagovailoa. Honestly, if Tyreek's not working out, you already know you have a number 2, could be a number one anywhere else in Jalen Waddle, and you're not giving him the ball. So, in my opinion, it really comes down to, once again, Tua Tagovailoa giving Jalen Waddle the ball, and he's not doing that.
Well, I mean, Waddle also has to get open to get the ball, though, and he hasn't been doing that.
So it is on both of them. But if Jalen Waddle doesn't step up, you guys can't win the Super Bowl.
I think it's just so top heavy though, where those two get so many targets. It leaves someone like Cedric Wilson on a one-on-one matchup mismatch where he's going to the end zone. And then like checkdowns are always something they gotta watch because Tua loves checkdowns.
For sure.
Durham Smythe to get the ball more. I think he's underrated in our offense. Um, but it's all good. Once Achan comes back, the offense will be back in full swing.
But then again, you guys didn't have him right last year. You had Mostert, right? So Mostert started getting it going as you watched the game in that last drive, right? Where he had, I think, 15 yards plus on each of those runs he had. Your offensive line was blocking great. Mostert was running perfectly fine. I really think if you can get those plays into the game more often, right? Where Mostert can start getting going early, then I think your guys' offense will become, more efficient and better off. But right now, I think you guys are relying too much on Tua, and I think you guys should give the ball more to Mostert.
They were trying to get Mostert going, but they shut down our run the entire first half. Like I think he had like 12 carries, maybe.
Yeah, 12 carries, 85 yards, 1 touchdown.
Oh, he only had 12 the whole game.
12 the whole game. That's it.
So he probably had like 7 carries that first half.
Right.
Ahmed had a couple carries. They just weren't going anywhere. Like I think the longest run in the first half was probably like 4 yards.
But that also goes to him too, right? As you saw late in his drive or late in the game, his drives and his running was smarter plays, right? He was running smarter out there, right? Instead of just going ahead down the middle, he was going ahead, going left, going right, and then cutting back to the left, allowing his offensive line to block, right? And then hitting the gap. So I don't think he was really doing that first half whatsoever. He's just got to be smarter out there with the ball.
It's a great game by Kansas City.
I mean, it was a great game. They're the defending champs for a reason, right? That defense showed out, stopped arguably the best offense in the league right now, and they won the game because they are defending champions. They know how to win those tough games. And that's why, I don't know about you, Jake, but I know I had them in the Super Bowl if the Bengals weren't in it. So
they don't want to catch us in the playoffs. So
I mean, you're going to keep on saying that. You're going to keep on saying that. But are you guys could honestly be the next Cowboys or the next Bills.
Oh, bugging.
How in the world has it been 50 years almost? 50 since your last Super Bowl win. 50. Yes, I know the Bills haven't won one, but how could you guys the last 50 years not win one?
We've been living with mediocrity And then we had a phenomenal quarterback in Dan Marino, been to the Super Bowl,
He sure did.
but couldn't get it done.
Well, he only had. Now think of this: he only had one Hall of Famer with him his entire time, and it was his center who played with him for 5 years. That is it. He's had mediocre wide receivers his entire career, and he was diming them. How many touchdowns did he have? What, like?
Don't know.
Run?
I know that.
I think he had 48 touchdowns, something like that, in the Super Bowl run. And the next guy up was Joe Montana, who beat him in the Super Bowl, who had, I think, like 24, 28. So he was destroying everyone with mediocrity around him. But the thing is, you can't do that in the Super Bowl, right? Can you guys just finish with a great team like you have right now?
We will. Just be careful though, because once you take the cap off, then we gonna have more rings than both y'all teams.
Okay, well,
Wow.
I doubt.
I doubt that too.
and two, can you remind Nick, right, Jake? Because you've had great teams before. You had amazing teams on the Cowboys, and yet they haven't won a Super Bowl.
That is correct. It doesn't matter if you all the talent you have. All it takes is one bad game and you out the playoffs. And the Dolphins have not beat an above 500 team yet. Until they prove that they can, that's when we'll start believing in them.
Amen. Wait till we get to the playoffs. Tua's never played in the playoffs.
Yeah, which is another reason to be concerned because he's never played in the playoffs.
I personally talked to Tua. We were having a conversation.
Oh yeah.
Tua told me he's better than Patrick Mahomes. Right?
No, stop the cap. We're moving on right after that. We're not talking about the Dolphins no more. That's it.
Moving on to another. Go ahead.
We were talking, bro. We were talking. Tua was like, yeah, I'm a good quarterback. And I said, Tua, you're better than Patrick Mahomes. And he said, you're right. And I said, yeah, just wait till the playoffs. You're going to show everyone. They're going to be like, who's Tom Brady after this Tua Tagovailoa?
Okay.
Oh, my gosh. All right, moving on.
Before you, cancel this entire podcast with that, blasphemy, let's move on to you guys in the Dallas Cowboys with another unfortunate loss to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, it was a frustrating loss. Overall, we played an amazing game. We played as good as we could have, I believe. It just wasn't enough because we didn't stop the Eagles enough times to get the win. If the defense made a few more stops, I believe we win that game. The offense makes a few more plays, we also win the game. That, to me, it falls on our right tackle, Terrence Steele. On that potential game-winning drive, he allowed 2 crucial sacks, leading to a 3rd and 21, which led to a 4th and 8, where Dak Prescott tried to force a ball to Jalen Tolbert. That's the only thing I don't like that Dak did that game. He played an amazing game, but if you're going to try to force a ball to a receiver, force it to our wide receiver 1, CeeDee Lamb, who was cooking all game. I believe that ball should have went to CeeDee over Jalen Tolbert. But overall, this game we have a lot of learning to take from it. If we were more disciplined, we win the game. Got to be more disciplined. It's been way too long since I've seen a disciplined Cowboys team. Mike McCarthy is not the best at teaching disciplined teams. He needs to get better at getting on them to, not false start, not line up offsides, etc. So I feel like overall it was a great game. It's a disappointing loss, but a lot to take from it moving forward.
Facts, Dak Prescott, he's a decent quarterback. Nah, he's an all right quarterback. He's like a Kirk Cousins type quarterback.
Okay, no.
Oh my!
Dak is top.
What are you smoking over there tonight,
yeah,
bro? I
want
some of that, man. I want some of that.
I think he's a Kirk Cousins like quarterback, just like
Dak Prescott.
You are tripping. When's the last time Kirk Cousins threw for 330 yards and 4 touchdowns?
Or led the league in touchdowns?
When was the last time Kirko had the top 5 defense behind him?
Without Justin Jefferson, Kirk Cousins is nothing. Let's be honest.
Hey, don't talk
No,
about
no. Kirk Cousins can make something out of anything. Let's be honest. He'll always be, the most consistent quarterback we'll ever see.
He just beat up on the Eagles.
What'd you say?
He just beat up on the Niners.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? He's a mediocre quarterback. No Tua Tagovailoa. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, honestly, CD had a really nice game. Would have liked to see him get the ball. Or Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? Let Tony Pollard make a play. A little 5 yard out.
I mean, Pollard's been a little frustrating this year. I expected a lot more from him. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey man, don't talk about my boy Pollard like that.
Hey, he's my boy first, okay? I wanted him over Zeke first. It's just he hasn't produced the way I expected him to.
So it's I think it's just like all the eyes on him now though. Now there's
Yeah,
no game planning no more.
I feel that. I mean, like I said, it's on the right tackle, Terrence Steele. He really cost us that game with those crucial sacks at the end.
Yeah. You know what I'm
But
saying?
Mr. Gio, what's your thoughts over there?
I think it was a beautiful game by both teams. These are the top two teams. Well, not top two. Let's say
In the
top.
NFC
And
East, we'll say top two.
they are the top. Yeah, we'll say that. Obviously, the top two there, but they are one of the top two teams in the NFC. Period. Right. Obviously, you have San Fran still there. We gotta see what happens with the Los Angeles Rams. Right. We gotta see what happens with a couple other teams in the NFC. But right now, I'm liking what I'm seeing. These guys could meet, back off in the divisional round, right, of the playoffs. And I would love to see Dallas versus Philly again because this was an amazing game, 28-23. Now you're going down to details, right, with your tackle and all of that. Um, but really, I think the better team won. Yes, you guys are a great team, but you are. Let's put it as a spade a spade. You guys are without your number one defensive back in Trayvon Diggs, right? To make that defense more complete, I think if you had him, you guys could have got one more stop, two more stops, gave your offense another look or two, and you guys could have come out with a win, right? But right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are a better squad. For Dak Prescott to do what he did, 374 yards, 3 touchdowns in what were they, back-to-back games, right? 2 consistent games. I'm liking what I'm seeing from Dak. Hopefully he can put another one, next week. Then you got Tony Pollard, 51 yards, 12 carries, just like Mostert. I wish he had more touches. I wish he had more yards, right? Because these two backs, they know how to create space on their own, and then that helps open up the offense. CD Lamb, another game where he cooked. I love it. 191 yards, 11 receptions. Unfortunately, no touchdowns. Hopefully, he can get into the red zone a little bit more. But I'm loving what I saw from the Dallas, Cowboys, and I love what I saw from the Philadelphia Eagles. This was probably one of my favorite games this week. So, unfortunately, you guys lost, but you guys played one heck of a game.
Yeah, which is why I'm not dwelling on it too much because the whole team played the best they could. It's just a few mistakes, few too many mistakes cost us the game.
Right.
But going to CD, I would also like to see him get the ball in the red zone. I'm not sure why we, get it to him to get down the field and then forget about him in the red
Right.
zone.
Yeah.
We got to get him the ball in the red zone too.
You getting that Tyreek Hill treatment, bro. Inside 20, he's getting triple team.
Hey man, that's facts. But go ahead.
No, you
No,
done.
I
We
was going
back.
to transfer. What you going to say?
Oh yeah. Oh, oh, I just had some. But yeah, I was gonna say, two great teams played each other. I know Gio says the better team won. I disagree. I don't think the Eagles are that good. I think the Cowboys should have won. They just had too many costly mistakes. And the Eagles should be scared.
Gio.
Cool.
All
I
right.
mean, yeah, I agree. If the Cowboys team was healthy, they are a better team on paper. But right now, I think the Eagles are a better, team, on the field. So
I believe even after this loss, I believe the Eagles are advertised as a better team than they actually are. especially after watching them like a whole game, they're not as good as people make them out to be.
But that's what they said last year too. Everyone's been saying that about the Eagles, but they still get it done. They still get the win done, right? That's all they have to do.
Listen. When it was Miami Eagles, they called 7 flags on Miami and not one on the Eagles, bro. That's why the Eagles beat us. You feel me? I don't like to talk about officiating because it's part of the game, but
This
the
part,
refs they are in the payroll.
well, you want to go to another team that is
Yeah.
obviously very bad, but they still get the win done.
Yeah, we're gonna go to another receiver who needs to get the ball more. George Pickens over there.
Yeah. I wish we drafted Will Levis. I'm not gonna lie. That kid is nasty. I like that kid a lot. I think he's got a lot of promise for Tennessee. It's unfortunate that we did not draft him. We got Kenny Pickett. So with Kenny Pickett playing the way he did, we watched that game, I believe, last Thursday as we were doing the podcast. He was missing throw after throw. He was, overthrowing it. He was underthrowing it. You're in the NFL. You're a starter, for crying out loud. Throw the ball to your receivers on target. It's not that hard. Will Levis did it the whole freaking game. And he had to go against probably one of the top defenses in the league. That being said, though,
Wait, they didn't play Miami?
Oh my God.
stop
Get
the
out of
nonsense.
here.
Stop the cap.
Get
Because
out of here.
the Steelers are 5-3 with the second worst offense in the league.
Like
5-3
LeBron,
with
like-
the second
like-
worst offense in the league.
like LeBron James said, they get outscored, but they still win. It doesn't add up.
They still win. What are they down? They're down like 700 yards per game or something like that, right? It's ridiculous. It's because our defense makes the stops when necessary, right? Late in the game, we make the stops. That's all we need to do. Early in the game, we make the stops, right? We go 7-0, 7-3, right? 10-10, and then we're down 13-10, right? Then we get another, Chris Boswell, kick 13-13, right? Then they go up 16-13, and then finally Kenny Pickett, gives it to Deontay Johnson to let our, number one cook, and we got a touchdown. I love what I saw from that play. And then Jalen Warren had 88 yards, 11 carries. Deontay finally had a touchdown since 2021, right? That's amazing for Deontay. Huge confidence booster. 7 receptions, 90 yards. Again, second worst offense in the league, right in front of the Denver Broncos, who doesn't even have a head coach and a quarterback right now, right? So second worst offense, and we're still winning games because we have a top 2 defense. If we had anything better of an offense, our defense would play dramatically better too, and we would probably be maybe 6-2 or something like that. So it's unfortunate. I'm not a fan of Matt Canada, Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I'm starting to doubt Kenny a little bit too after watching that game Thursday. I have had faith in him, but it's been a year and a half he's been in the league, and he still hasn't shown any development that I expected yet.
I mean, when you have Will Levis coming in 2 games and playing the way he is, how is this
Bro,
possible?
And I saw a crazy stat. CJ Stroud's a rookie. He already has more touchdowns than Kenny Pickett.
He does.
What? Like that just doesn't add up.
He had 4 in one game.
Kenny Pickett has to be better. It's really that simple. If Kenny Pickett was a mediocre quarterback, let's say, this Steelers defense could potentially lead them to like the wild card or the divisional round and potentially even the Super Bowl. So like Kenny Pickett has to step up.
I'm telling you right now, the reason why I'm so upset last year and this year, right, Nick, is because he had the potential. And with the talent that we're seeing at the quarterback position now, he has to play better. It was fine, like maybe 5-10 years ago, he could develop into a great quarterback. But right now, with the talent we are seeing from these rookies and second years, right, he has to be playing better because all these other guys are playing better.
Yes and no. Ideally, you want him to take a bigger jump, but quarterback is one of the hardest positions to learn because know everything about a defense. Pre-snap, to snap, after snap. So it might take a little bit more time for him. Like he could become like a Kirk Cousins. And honestly, that would be good for you.
It would be good. We need it now, though. We need that now.
Hey man, you still got a young team. You feel me?
TJ Watt's arguably in his prime. Cam Hayward's out for I don't know how long.
Hey
TJ
man,
TJ Watt will play for another 10 years. He's only 25.
your defense is old as dirt. But what I'm saying is your offense is very, very young. All your skill positions are young.
And they want to leave. Kenny
Well, yeah, but
George
the
Pickens
thing,
unfollowed the Steelers and Kenny Pickett, arguably saying how he pretty much wants to leave now.
okay, but to back Nick Saia, Pickett technically right now is the senior in college. So he's still developing. He's still very
Yeah.
young.
Okay,
He
that's
needs to
fine.
he'll develop more over the years and he will turn into a mediocre quarterback.
And I also think it's easier for Will Levis to come in and be balling the way he is, having a phenomenal running back in Derrick Henry.
And I believe he stayed all 4 years at college.
Yeah.
So
But how arguably, yes, CJ Stroud, what was he? Number one pick. I understand that. But with the skilled position, the players at the skilled positions, right, are not as good as the Steelers. And he's dominating the way he is.
I mean, there's arguments to be made that that receiving core could be matched up with the Steelers. So there's arguments.
There could be I'm saying, but really, you look at the Steelers, you look at the Texans, the majority of people are going to say the Steelers, skilled positions are better.
But do they have the chemistry like CJ Stroud and Tank Dell?
I mean, we should have had the chemistry. We had a year and a half to figure it out and a whole offseason.
All I know is CJ and Tank Dell made sure the Texans drafted Tank Dell.
Left, right. You feel? You just gotta get it. You just gotta get a touchdown dance, and then George Pickens and Kenny Pickett will gel like that.
I mean, anything will be better than AJ Brown's, LeBron James, and D Wade celebration.
Bro, I saw the picture of that. I said, nope, keep scrolling.
Nope.
I'm just saying. If Kenny Pickett's wearing chains like Kirk Cousins, I think he can get a hold of that locker room.
But he needs to win like Kirk Cousins to get them changed.
Well, he is winning. He is winning, but it's because of his defense. Like you said.
Yeah, 100%. The Vikings are winning because Kirk Cousins is balling out. So he deserves those chains after the game. He deserves to be shirtless, talking his press conference after the games in his chains. He deserves to be looking like a baller because he is balling, right? Kenny Pickett does not deserve to look like a baller because we all know, like you just mentioned, the defense is balling out right now, winning us those games.
I need Kenny Pickett to go talk to George Pickens and get
that. All I'm gonna say to close this is get George Pickens the ball or else he's leaving. It's that simple.
It is that simple.
Like I get it. Deontay Johnson is a great receiver, but spread the ball around. Don't just go to Deontay all the time.
Right. Go to Deontay. Try to get Najee, a little bit more looks. Get Warren the ball a little bit. So I'm there's a lot of possibilities. It's not fully on Kenny, but honestly, get better. Matt Cannon's got to play. Get better play calling out there. So, but we are moving on to our most surprising game of the week in a couple seconds here.
So, as Gio stated, we're about to get into our most surprising games from this past NFL Week 9. So, let's start with Gio over there. What was your most surprising game?
My most surprising game, I would have to go with most likely. I'm gonna be kind this week. All right, I'm gonna go with the Raiders and the Giants. That game was the most surprising game to me. One, they got rid of their general manager and they got rid of their head coach. Two, I'm loving the energy. I'm loving the new, culture they're building over there with their new interim head coach. Hopefully going to turn full season head coach and sign an extension. The Raiders won 30-6. Yes, against Nick's beloved New York Giants, right? So I like what this rookie's doing. They scored. Devontae's happy. They're scoring over there. Josh Jacobs had 2 TDs, and O'Connell had 209 yards. So, success is on the way for Las Vegas, and can't wait to see them, win another one, hopefully.
Just
yeah.
this week.
What's up?
Just this week against the Jets. Not in 2 weeks against Miami.
I mean, if they beat Miami,
They
they've turned the page around, or you guys just suck.
They won't beat Miami. Don't worry.
All right. What is your most surprising game then?
See, I had 3 just in case. That one was number 1, but I knew one of y'all were gonna say it.
Yeah.
Jake, what was yours, real quick?
I'm gonna go with the Texans game.
Okay. All right. So I'll go with the Ravens Seahawks.
Ooh, that was my second pick too.
That was my second pick too.
I didn't know who was gonna win that game. I didn't know how good Baltimore actually was. For them to destroy the Seahawks, who is a NFC playoff team in my eyes,
Right. Yep.
I think that was eye-opening. They played really well. The Seahawks played kind of bad, but to win in that fashion against one of the top NFC teams just shows how top-heavy the AFC is and how dominant the AFC is compared to the NFC. And yeah,
Yeah, that was definitely a surprising game. I expected the Seahawks to put up more of a fight for sure. But the Ravens, I'm not going to say they're Super Bowl contenders, but they're looking like they're out on a mission this year. Let's put it that way.
Hey, I hate to give the Ravens credit, right? But their running game is near flawless, right? Right now,
Without J.K. Dobbins, too.
right.
So
So
Go ahead, Gio. Keep going.
I was just gonna say, so congratulations to them and their persistence, on the running side of the ball, and that can just open up Lamar's game and maybe lead them to the playoffs.
Yeah. So for me, as I said, my most present game was the Houston Texans Tampa Bay Buccaneers game. To have CJ Stroud throw for 470 yards, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, setting rookie records. I mean, I just did not see this coming from CJ Stroud, at least this week against a pretty stout Tampa Bay defense. He made that defense look like it was bottom tier. He torched that defense. And even with Baker Mayfield playing one of his best games, still wasn't enough to get the win. So credit to CJ Stroud and the Texans for getting the job done.
I think as much as it was surprising on the Texas end to be that good and to have CJ play that well, I also was surprised by the Buccaneers' performance to have Baker in that offense and that whole team put up 37. I thought that was very surprising as well. Both sides, very fun, like entertaining game, offensive shootout, and both teams looked good in it. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, to have CJ Stroud run down the field with 46 seconds left like it was nothing, that was crazy.
And have their kicker get hurt.
Yeah, the kicker made an extra point or a 20-something yard field goal. I was like, what the?
What was it? The running back or something like that?
It was a running back. He made like a 33-yard field goal.
Yes, sir.
Anything to say, Gio?
Yeah, it's great for him. I see the Bucks to be an NFC playoff team, right? But we got to see what happens with CJ Stroud when it gets tough, right? When he's in the playoff, contention into the playoffs. Because although I did just, put on my shirt for the Ohio State alumni, I have seen him in the playoffs in the college football playoffs, where he might have not played his best games in those 2 games. So it's unfortunate to see that, but I think he can turn the page. Experience helps, and I think he can get it done in the playoffs now, especially when he's had, possibly he was under the most pressure at Ohio State to get the win. So now he can just go ahead and play freely.
Yeah, definitely. But moving on to very unfortunate injury news for two teams, starting with the Vikings. Cam Akers did tear his Achilles for the second time, putting his career in jeopardy. What are your guys' thoughts on this injury and what it does for the Vikings team as a whole?
I think at this point you delay Justin Jefferson coming back. I know he just got elevated to the practice squad or like to practice again, but honestly, I think you delay it at this point without having Kirk.
I think they need to bring him back because after what I saw from Josh Dobbs, I think he can lead him to the playoffs.
I mean, maybe, but like I don't know how far Josh Dobbs is getting in the playoffs.
I mean, he won't get far, but I mean, if they have a chance to at least make it, I feel like they're going to take that chance.
Bro. Yeah, what you thinking, bro?
So we talked about this last week. Without Kirk Cousins, we thought, they should hold on to, Justin Jefferson, till next season. I like Josh Dobbs. I think he's a great quarterback. Once again, we should have drafted him over Kenny Pickett.
God, bro.
But I think he is, a solid quarterback. So if they do have playoff contention on their on their side, right, and they could think they make a deep playoff run, right, especially in the NFC where there's only one or two teams that can possibly beat them. I say roll with it. Get Justin out there. Josh, can sling him the ball, right? It's unfortunate for Cam, but also I don't think he was like a Derrick Henry. He wasn't like Josh Jacobs, right? Although he was a good running back, he wasn't those guys where they lean towards him on offense, 100% of the time. They do have other aspects of their game, and I think that they can roll without him and then bring back Justin for the remainder of the season.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, bro.
But it is a lot of bad luck. My bad, but it is a lot of bad luck on the Viking side. So you might want to just hold off, right? A lot of injuries happening, a lot of bad injuries happening over in Minnesota. Might as well just hold off on Justin a little bit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's not like they got to attack my lower back there,
Oh my goodness! If they had Tua Tagovailoa back there, he'd have 5 concussions this season because of the Minnesota Vikings.
For real.
Hey man,
bad luck.
Tua is better than Patrick Mahomes already, bro. Already.
How many hits on the head did you get today?
Bro, no. Honestly, Patrick Mahomes, without Travis Kelce getting the ball, he's like he is Kirk Cousins, mediocre.
Without Tyreek Hill, without
I mean, he didn't get Kelce the ball at all against the Dolphins, and he still beat your team.
Without a better offensive line than the Kansas City Chiefs, man.
So like
the line's better.
I said the old line is better than the Kansas City Chiefs last year. Yes, they are.
Miami's?
Yes, better than Kansas City Chiefs. Offensive line was, terrible last year.
We're missing 3 O-linemen right now. We just have one more go out against Kansas City, bro. We ain't had a healthy O-line all year.
Still a better offensive line than Kansas City was last year.
Bugging, bro. Kansas City got a better O-line. Mahomes ain't even all that, bro. Tua's actually.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Patrick
gosh.
Mahomes
is the best quarterback in the league, period.
And arguably is possibly the best quarterback ever. Looking at, with the eye test, looking at him without the accolades, he could be the best quarterback ever.
Listen, I watched him play against my Miami Dolphins that whole game. He ain't all that, bro.
He ain't all that. He only has Travis Kelce, one receiver, and then he's making names for everybody else out there, like Juju Smith-Schuster, and that's why he got the bag over in New England, right? Because, Juju's all that.
Juju ain't all that. He wasn't all that with Patrick Mahomes.
He was all that. That's why he got the bag in New England, because he was all that with Patrick Mahomes, because Patrick made him. He's like LeBron. He makes everybody better around him.
Oh, bugging. LeBron makes everyone better.
Yes, period.
How many times did he get it on the head today? LeBron does make everybody better around him.
He made Kevin Love better in Cleveland.
Yes,
Yes.
He made Kyrie Irving better. He made Deion Waiters, although he was there for one season, better. He made J.R. Smith, Iman Shumpert, Richard Jefferson, Channing Frye, Timothy Mozgov.
Love went from a 40 and 20 player, giving you 40 points, 20 rebounds on some nights back in Minnesota, to playing for LeBron, where he's just sit in the corner, get boards, and pass the ball. Chris Bosh.
Don't be talking. No. Do not. No. Do not talk about Kevin Love being worse than he is a better shooter than Chris Bosh. And he shot the ball better on Cleveland.
Chris Bosh, phenomenal player in Toronto. LeBron had to bring him to Miami just to make him sit in the corner and get rebounds. LeBron does not make players better. They make them worse, just systematic players. You let Chris Bosh stay playing in Toronto, Chris Bosh is a top 5 player. You let K-Love stay in Minnesota, top 5 player.
I'm sorry.
You go to LeBron, they become
It's not, bro. It's not LeBron's fault. He puts up 30 and 20 a night.
And then who else?
And he had to. And Kevin Love also played well. The big three plays well every single time. They put up like 60, 70 points, 80 points.
D-Wade, MVP candidate in 2008. LeBron shows up. D-Wade's taking the backseat now for no reason.
They have to do that. And guess what? Guess what happened with all LeBron's teams you just mentioned? They won a ring. Kevin Love wouldn't have won a ring in Minnesota. Chris Bosh wouldn't have won in Toronto.
Listen, LeBron does not make his teammates better. He makes some systematic players.
So you're telling me Anthony Davis would have been a better player without playing with LeBron James?
Anthony Davis was better without LeBron.
Oh, hold on.
No, he was not.
Since we're talking about this.
Next to Boogie Cousins.
He was not better than bro. He was not better.
He was playing with Boogie than he was playing with LeBron.
Jake, I know this is going off track, but since we're talking about this, right? This is relevant in the world of sports. LeBron James just argued and said he would have the same dominant career as he's had. Maybe less rings, though. Do you agree?
Yeah,
without going to Miami?
Yeah, without going to Miami.
I don't agree. LeBron wouldn't. I don't believe he would have personally.
D-Wade told him how to win.
Right, but he would have less. He said he might have this, same dominant career, but less rings.
He would be another Carmelo Anthony.
Oh, yo, that is tough because no. LeBron James, right? Let's think about this. He might get one ring in Cleveland. One, right? He might be like Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Whoa. Giannis gonna get at least 3.
Okay, now he's got Dame. I'm saying without Dame, Giannis would have had just that one.
Bro, even if LeBron didn't go to Miami, he still would have won in 2016 with Cleveland.
Oh,
no, I don't think so because you wouldn't have Kyrie. You wouldn't have the team collected that, then. I think he would have got people in Cleveland, right? But I think it would have been a longer stretch, and I think he would have won one like in that time period between his best years of 2012 to 2016. He would have won one.
He would have had to play against Miami.
Which he would have beat.
LeBron by himself is beating Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh.
No. This is the thing. Chris Bosh wouldn't have went to Miami if it wasn't for LeBron James.
Okay. Melo, come to Miami.
He was staying. He took the bag, bro.
Melo was staying in New York no matter what. He was staying in New York no matter what.
LeBron, fine. We'll take Melo. Now Melo's LeBron James.
Melo was staying in New York.
No, this is the reason why Melo. It was supposed to be Carmelo, D-Wade, and LeBron, but Melo took the bag on the Nuggets. And that's why he didn't go to Miami with them.
Okay, but Pat Riley would have brought another star. And when LeBron's not getting over Miami, and then he's still in Cleveland, right? So he's still in Cleveland.
Right.
The Warriors come back in 2014. The Warriors dynasty is here now. LeBron doesn't have Kyrie to come save him. He doesn't have Kevin Love.
Well,
Kyrie did not save him.
You're going through a whole bunch of hypotheticals right now.
Get out of here with that.
You're
Bro,
going
LeBron dropped 50 with 50 from Kyrie. It wasn't just 50 from Kyrie.
All I'm saying is the greatness of LeBron James, he's going to get one ring in his career, correct? One ring?
Yes.
Okay.
LeBron's not getting a single ring.
Yes,
Okay.
he is.
I think
LeBron
he's
has
getting
21
one ring
rings.
because of the greatness of LeBron James. But let's think about this. He's still going to be the leading scorer in the NBA all time, no matter what.
Debatable.
Okay. He's still going to have 30,000, 10,000, and 10,000.
Debatable. Who's he passing the ball to now?
He was always been a passer.
Who's he passing the ball to now?
He was averaging 28 and 8 throughout his entire career. It's not like he wasn't averaging 8 assists before he went to Miami.
D-Wade told him that.
No, he did
He
not.
was the fourth passer. How many? Oh my goodness. Yo, you got to stop hitting your head on something or stop smoking because this is blasphemy right now, bro. This entire podcast.
If you think about it, LeBron owes Dwayne Wade all of his success.
Oh my God.
I
No.
disagree.
No.
I think D Wade and Pat Riley showed him the blueprint of winning, and that led to more earlier success than if he was by himself. He would have found it, but it would have been it would have taken him longer. But D Wade and Pat Riley gave him the cheat sheet, the answer sheet before the test, so he could have that success a lot earlier.
All I know is D-Wade would still walk around with 3 rings if LeBron stayed in Cleveland.
D Wade would have had one.
He would have had one.
3 if not
He
4.
would have had one.
3 if not 4.
1.
I think the only team that would have more right now, and I hate to say this, Jake, is the Celtics. With Kevin Garnett, Rajon Rondo, Ray Allen would have never left, Paul Pierce, that Celtics squad would have won at least one more ring if it was not for the Heatles.
Buggy.
No, that's factual information.
It would have been D-Wade instead of LeBron. It would have been UD and D-Wade.
You know who else could have?
That's not a dynamic duo.
Udonis Haslam isn't dynamic.
No.
No, but you know who else could have won one? Was the Pacers. The Pacers were so close to winning a championship if it wasn't for you guys. Paul Pierce, Roy Hibbert, you had, Lance Stevenson.
We're not worried about Lance Stevenson and Roy Hibbert.
I'm saying that Pacers squad with the way PG was playing, they could have easily won a championship that year if it wasn't for you guys.
Run up against D-Wade.
And he took a LeBron James, D Wade, and Chris Bosh 7 games by himself with LeBron James on the Heat.
If LeBron wasn't there, you would just see D Wade holding these MVP trophies.
No, you cannot say D Wade by himself is better than D Wade, LeBron James, and Chris Bosh. You cannot say that. You can't argue that.
It's a hypothetical.
That is not even factual, not hypothetical. That is not even in the air.
I'm just saying D Wade doesn't have to take a step back to LeBron if LeBron never shows up. D Wade will win 2 MVPs in those 4 years.
How many 50 pieces has he had in his career? How many 50 pieces?
50s?
How many? Yeah, 50s.
I think like 3, 4.
Okay, he would have to do that on a consistent basis against that Pacers team if he was by himself. Because if you get rid of LeBron James's 30 points and Chris Bosh's 20, and you add D Wade's 20 plus, right? That is easily at least 50 plus points a game D Wade would have to score or facilitate.
D Wade getting buckets. You feel me? D Wade would be the greatest to ever do it if LeBron never came to mind. But D Wade played the bigger man and gave LeBron the keys. He said, LeBron, you can be the greatest player since we don't want to hurt your ego, since your ego is soft and fragile.
I think he just wanted to win 2 championships. I think that's what he wanted to do.
I think Dwayne Wade needed some more help, so he went and got more help.
I think it's because they were friends. D Wade said, LeBron, you want to get some rings? Yeah, we'll show you the way. Come on, LeBron. We'll help you out. We don't need you, but we'll help you out.
Moving on. Back to the NFL, guys.
Patrick Mahomes. He don't make people better.
Oh my gosh. Yes, he does.
So name any Chiefs player. Any Chiefs player besides Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, Sky Moore wouldn't be doing what he was doing if he wasn't on the Chiefs.
And I just told you, Juju Smith-Schuster is a champion because of Patrick Mahomes. He's a champion because of Patrick Mahomes. Do you not see Tom Brady and Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown's waving his finger right now because he's a champion because of Tom Brady.
Maybe they didn't even do nothing in that series.
But he's still waving his finger around like he's a champion because he got the ring. And he did do something. He scored 2 touchdowns in that Super Bowl.
Fournette played the bigger role.
You tell me, yeah, but if Antonio Brown didn't get 2 touchdowns, you're subtracting 14 points from the scoreboard.
You want to know why Juju can throw that ring around?
Why?
Pacheco.
Yeah, 100. Okay, and because of the man throwing him the ball.
Mahomes is good. He's decent. He's a top 10 quarterback.
He's a number 1 quarterback. That is it.
But he's not number
top
1.
2 and not 2.
He's not
Period.
He's not the best quarterback anymore.
Yes,
bro.
he is. He is better than Tua. Whether you want to admit it or not, he's better than Tua.
Tua's better, and Joe Burrow might be a little bit better. If Joe Burrow didn't have a slow start, I would say Burrow's better.
I can argue Burrow, but I cannot argue Tua.
And Tua.
I cannot argue Tua. No.
Well, when Tua wins a ring this year, then can we be like, all right, Tua is the best quarterback in the league?
No.
Which,
No. Because
Mahomes didn't even like that.
Mahomes will still have more rings than Tua, period.
Yeah, but Mahomes is not as good as Tua.
Mahomes led a team with less talent to the Super Bowl and won.
He got carried.
Last year. He did not get carried. He carried.
He did not carry.
He did carry because
he carried. He put the team on his back.
The defense put the team on the back.
No.
Travis Kelce put the team on the back more than Patrick Mahomes did.
Who's throwing him the ball?
Honestly,
he
you
can't
could throw
throw the
Sam
ball
Howell there. Kelce could.
No.
No.
You know what? You know what I'm gonna say?
Throw Kenny Pickett back there.
You put
Kenny Pickett there, first round exit.
They're going all the way still. They
they are not.
First round exit.
Right now, you got Cooper Rush over behind the old lineman over in Miami, and they're still doing the same crap they're doing now because they got the same weapons. They got insane weapons. You put any quarterback in Miami right now, and you got Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, all the guys all the other guys you mentioned, right? Still putting up the same numbers because of the offense.
Bugging. Absolutely bugging.
No. You put anyone in Kansas City's shoes right now, anyone in Patrick Mahomes' shoes, and they're doing nothing. You know why? Because he is the best. And he should be, be looked at as the best quarterback in the league because of the stuff he's doing with the type of team he's got.
And he is looked at the best quarterback in that league, except from Nick Saban.
He's overrated, bro. He's overrated.
Oh my! You are on something else tonight. I don't know what you're on, but
right now he's getting the Brady treatment.
I mean, how? Whoa! How can you be so hypocritical? How can you be so hypocritical for saying LeBron James is the best basketball player to ever live, right? Instead of Michael Jordan, which arguably to me is crazy enough, but that's neither here or there. But then you can't put Patrick Mahomes in the same category as Tom Brady.
Mahomes does deserve the Brady treatment. He did what Brady did in like 15 less years.
Hey, Mahomes had a few good seasons. That's in the past. He's not the same player anymore.
It's in the past. It's still happening.
It's still here. He's an MVP. He's an MVP candidate with Travis Kelce. That's it.
You just brought up Scott Moore.
Oh my goodness. He would be doing nothing, bro. You just brought up Pacheco. He would be doing nothing. These guys wouldn't even be rosterable if it wasn't for Patrick Mahomes.
Isaac Pacheco
would not be rosterable.
100% guaranteed. At least he wasn't against Miami. Pacheco killed us more than Mahomes did.
This does not mean he's better than Mahomes.
Pacheco is better than Mahomes.
No. As I said, you take Mahomes off the Chiefs team, they are a bottom team in the league. That's it.
Take Mahomes off the Chiefs team,
and they're worse than Denver. They are worse than Denver.
Huh?
You take Mahomes off the Chiefs, and they are worse than Denver.
They worse than Denver with Mahomes.
How are they worse than Denver? With
no,
Mahomes?
They're not.
They're the AFC team, and they just beat the number 1 offense in the league.
Bro, Denver. Yeah, they lost once. Okay, everyone loses once.
That's
wanna
fine.
talk
And they
about the
didn't have
Dolphins'
Chris
losses?
Jones. They didn't have their best defensive player. And they didn't have Travis Kelce. Tell
So
me.
you say they're worse than Denver, but you lost to them. What does that make y'all?
Better than Denver because we beat them.
Yo,
Oh
I'm
my
telling you
God,
right
bro.
now, when you do not have your best offensive weapon, right, in Travis Kelce, when you don't have your best defensive weapon in Chris Jones, right, and you still make it a one-possession game, that is because of the greatness of Patrick Mahomes doing things by himself. And when you had a wide receiver drop the ball at least 8 times and not take off his head in the meantime and still lose by one possession, that is because of Patrick Mahomes by himself.
Are we gonna say Jared Goff's better than Patrick Mahomes? Then?
No.
No, I'm telling
Not
you,
even
Jared Goff is top
close.
15, but Patrick Mahomes is number 1, numero uno.
All Jared Goff's got is Amon-Ra St. Brown.
No, he's got more than that. He's got David Montgomery.
He's got Sam Laporta. He's got Jahmyr Gibbs.
He's got a great coaching staff. He's got a great offensive line now. He's got a great culture over in Detroit. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Detroit right now, and that's because of Jared Goff, a Super Bowl, Super Bowl contending quarterback.
That's all I'm saying. Mahomes is not the best quarterback anymore.
Yes, he is. Okay, that's the end of the discussion. He is. And
All right.
anyone will agree with us over you. Comment section.
He's like third.
Yo, flame this kid talking about Patrick Mahomes making me lose my voice because Mahomes is the number 1 quarterback in the league.
I'm speechless. I'm leaving it up to the fans. Tell us who's the best quarterback in the league. It's Patrick Mahomes, and then it's everyone else. It's that simple. Moving on to Nick Sayers, another one of Nick Sayers' blasphemous takes, having the Giants in the Super Bowl that does not look good at all. With Daniel Jones now tearing his ACL, the defense is just going to stack the box against Saquon Barkley. And it's just, honestly, at this point, if I'm the Giants, you might as well tank the season away and get as high as a pick as you can and see what you can get out of that pick.
Hey, let's go, Tommy, baby. Let's go, Tommy DeVito.
All right. So for the Giants, it's rough. They lost Danny Dimes. I was anticipating a healthy season for New York going to the Super Bowl.
Even when they were healthy, they still sucked. But, keep going.
Hey, man.
Hey, bro, my Cowboy side coming out. I'm just saying.
We're a sleeper in the playoffs. They were gonna make the wild card, go all the way, lose to Miami in the Super Bowl, and But now there's some injuries. Saquon's still gonna have an MVP type like year because now no one's gonna not give him the ball. So Saquon's gonna start going off. But they will not make the Super Bowl. I can say I was wrong with that prediction.
Yeah, they won't make the playoffs, period, now. But in all seriousness, what'd you say?
Wait until Tyrod's healthy.
Okay.
No, you got Tommy.
Not worried about that.
Why do you need Tyrod when you got Tommy DeVito out there? What are you talking about?
Tommy DeVito, I'm sorry. He is terrible.
Tyrod almost beat the Buffalo Bills, Super Bowl contending Buffalo.
Yeah, I know. You were there to see it. You were there with your own eyes.
Tommy DeVito can't score if his life depended on it.
Okay, I'm just I'm joking about Tommy, right? All right.
I know you're joking, but I'm just saying.
Tommy DeVito played for Syracuse, left his senior year, went to go play and balled out at Illinois, right? Made them his top 15 team, I believe. Right. So congratulations to him and his success over there instead of Syracuse University, where he should have won us another bowl game. And now we got to listen to, how we're terrible, right? We just lost 5 straight. Anyways, going back to the NFL. If Tyrod Taylor is healthy, I think they can make some noise. I think Tyrod has, a new life, with the New York Giants, and we saw the greatness come out a little bit, flashes of greatness against the Buffalo Bills, like Nick said.
But to me, he's out 4 weeks. That's honestly 4 straight losses. At that point, they are 2-11. At that point, just tank the season away instead of bring Tyrod back.
I agree. The season's over with them.
It sucks. It's very unfortunate for Daniel Jones. He didn't have the best of seasons. He had a very injury-riddled season from him. And even when he was healthy, he wasn't the best. But hopefully he gets healthy, and then next year they'll be on a revenge tour for the Giants.
He is Danny Crimes for a reason, right? He just stole money from the New York Giants. from last season into this season, he is, Danny Crime. So
Yeah,
congratulations.
he did not look good at all. So we'll see what he can do next year once he comes back, though.
They'll make the Super Bowl next year. Not this year.
Okay.
Next year.
Okay. Yeah, Nick Say is just going to keep saying it until it happens, just like the Dolphins and the Heat. But changing tides to the NBA, obviously, James Harden did make his debut last night against the New York Knicks. They did lose the game. So what are your guys' thoughts on the fit from what you guys saw from James Harden with the Clippers?
Bench him.
Bench him or bench Russ?
Bench him.
Okay, why?
Bench Harden.
Why you say that?
Russ is better.
No, because me and Gio did debate this on the last podcast. We weren't sure if they should have brought Russ off the bench because obviously two ball handlers on the floor on the same time at the same time is going to be tough, and that was shown against the Knicks. So I'm curious to hear Gio's thoughts on this now after seeing it. What do you think they should do, Gio?
You don't have the guard depth, as we said, with the Clippers. You need to start him. Who are you going to put in his shoes, right?
I mean, the only person you could put is Bones Highland, but even at then, he's just going to chuck up shots.
Right. And for me,
I mean, until Terrence Mann comes back, they have no one to put in there.
And even then, I think James Harden is your best bet. You need to create that chemistry. You have four probable, possibly all-stars, right? And Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard, and then obviously James Harden. These guys are all stars in their own right. Russell Westbrook had 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. James Harden had 17 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Paul George, 10 points. That's what, is problematic to me. How can we get him going with James Harden on the floor? Kawhi Leonard, only 18 points. How does your entire starting lineup, not a single one is over 20 points? Not one of your two great stars in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, not Russell Westbrook and not James Harden. That is a problem for me. So someone's got to show up, be the leader, and be the aggressive, player like LeBron James, right? Like a Julius Randle or Jalen Brunson, because that's why they won that game, is because Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle are aggressive. And right now, the New York Knicks, everyone was laughing at them before season started, but they are a serious contender right now in the East.
I mean, I'll have to see more from Julius Randle consistently before saying that. But going back to the Clippers, your point, I believe they didn't score and weren't as aggressive initially because they're trying to get a feel for James Harden and how he plays. So I think they're giving him the ball more and backing off a little bit. But I do agree they do need Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, especially the two stars on the team, definitely need to be more aggressive. But I mean, that's also another thing that goes into James Harden coming there. They have so much star power where only like two of them need to be having a good night in order to win. So if two of those guys step up, they do have a chance to make some noise.
Honestly, what I'm saying, Harden's cool. He's a big name. You want him to bring in some sales or whatever. Cool.
Still a good player.
He's all right. He's like a 6-man type of player. Let him come in and chuck it. Bring him and Bones in. Let them chuck the ball until the starters come back in.
I mean, I would say he's like 50 or 60% better than the rest of the starters in the league.
If I'm going to bet, yeah, I agree. And if I'm going to bench anybody, it's going to be Russell Westbrook because he's proven that he can come in off the bench and lead a second unit. And I believe he'll lead a second unit better than James Harden would.
100%. But really, like I said, and like do they have the guard depth that can fit well with the starting lineup like Russell Westbrook can? I know Russell Westbrook's going to give you 100% every single night. He'll play all the minutes in the game if he has to. I think Russell Westbrook is that key player where they can show, either the Clippers' success or their downfall is Russell Westbrook.
Well, me personally, once Terrence Mann comes back, that's who I'd slide in, personally.
Russell Westbrook can and does lead the second unit better. But being James Harden, knowing his personality, or at least what's portrayed of him, if he's not getting his shots up, he's not doing anything for you. So at least coming off the bench, you can say, "Here, James, do what you want with the ball." You can let him chuck the ball as much as he wants. He's all content. He's like, "Yeah, I'm still getting my points up," and then it doesn't hurt you because you just take him out the game.
It does hurt you because
Yeah,
one, if James Harden is not getting the minutes he needs, right? Two, if he's not scoring. Three, if he is going to be, bad habit or a bad contributor to the game, like you just mentioned, how he just wants to get his points, get, the minutes he wants, right? That builds bad chemistry within, the group, the organization, and you can't have that as, in the Clippers, especially when they're trying to contend for a championship.
right. And the thing is, that would make James Harden unhappy from the start. And we know what James Harden does when he's unhappy. He forces his way out. Russell Westbrook, I know he'll be fine with coming off the bench. James Harden, I guarantee you, he will not want to come off the bench.
But there's the principal aspect. Russell Westbrook is just better. He's a better teammate. He's a better player. He's a better leader. And you're gonna fault him because James Harden can't handle his business?
How
I
are you know?
don't I
How
don't
are you
believe
gonna
that
put
they'd bring Harden in if they believed Russ was a better player.
Russ is better.
Russ is a
Yeah,
great
in the past maybe, but not right now.
Russ is a great player still, but don't get me wrong. You are gonna sacrifice the team chemistry and the team success just so that James Harden can get his minutes on the bench and his shots up on the bench.
Well, I mean, they already messed up their chemistry by bringing him in.
I agree. But you got to make it work now. You already got all the puzzle pieces now. Ty Lue just got to put the puzzle together.
And you get that puzzle piece of Russell Westbrook in there with Kawhi and Paul George. They're better off than the puzzle piece of James Harden. If he don't got the ball, he's standing in the
But
corner.
you're still missing a puzzle piece. The puzzle is never going to be complete if you're still missing that piece.
I'm saying at least you got the picture of what you want, and maybe you're missing one piece. With James Harden, you got half the board taken away, half the puzzle's gone.
Yeah, but if you still have that one piece taken out, you're never going to build that puzzle of a championship, right? You're always going to be missing that one piece.
You let James Harden play this year, you let him walk. Boom, you got money now to play with. Bring in the
Look. Yeah, but you need him to play, right? You need to win now. This is the time to win now. Look at what happened when you were missing a puzzle piece in Golden State, right? Jordan Poole was that missing puzzle piece. They didn't win, although they had great chemistry the year prior to that. You missing that one puzzle piece makes it detrimental for that whole organization.
I do agree Russ is the better starter, but it's just, to me, you can't make James Harden unhappy from the start and expect him to stay.
Someone's got to tell James Harden he's got to be a grown man. Someone's got to do it.
Someone has to, but
I mean,
no
everyone's
one
been
will.
saying it in the media. Everyone's been saying how he's got to change a little bit so that he can be a better teammate. It's the fact that he knows what he's got to do. Is it the fact that does he want to do it? Does he want to be a better teammate?
He can say he wants to sacrifice to win all he wants, but until he shows us that he's willing to do it, no one's going to believe him.
Right. Still
Westbrook.
gonna have more success in the Heat.
Honestly, I can watch Westbrook. Ooh, excuse me. I can watch Westbrook play, bro. He gets me nervous, you know.
Should be in Miami Heat.
Huh?
What?
If he was in Miami, bro, that ring would be confirmed. Like no one else should even try. Yeah.
All right. So moving back to the NFL, it was announced yesterday that Carson Wentz did sign with the Los Angeles Rams. And they did release Brett Ripien, who started in Stafford's place this past week. Didn't do too well of a job, which is why they went out and got Wentz. So what are your guys' thoughts on what Wentz can bring to the table if Stafford does remain out in the games to come?
I'll let you go first, Jeff. You feel me?
Well, I'll make it nice and short for you. He was a top 10 quarterback when he was playing for the Washington, Commanders, or in that time it was the Redskins, right? So, and then he was, I think he was a pretty good quarterback when he was playing for the Colts when healthy. I do believe if health is a necessity, especially for Carson Wentz, right? Because if he's healthy, I think he can, be a great quarterback, like one of the best in the league. He can, throw the ball like any of them out there. So if he stays healthy, yeah, I think this is a good move for the Rams, and I think this is a positive direction without Matthew Stafford at the helm.
Yeah, Carson Wentz isn't gonna improve that team at all. Sad to say. He's not a good player. He's washed. He's bad. And
That is the exact opposite of what I just said.
I mean, I believe he is a mediocre quarterback at best.
I think at best he is a backup quarterback, maybe a
Right.
third quarterback.
And that's why I believe they brought him in, because I do believe that Matthew Stafford will be back next week. And they saw they had a problem at backup quarterback. So they're like, all right, let's go out and get a good backup, which is what Carson Wentz is.
Well, let's be honest here. His best days were when he was with the Eagles, right?
Oh, easily, easily.
I think we saw spurts of that when he was with the Commanders. Would you agree?
I would agree. But once he went to the Colts, it all went downhill.
I agree, but was he ever fully healthy with the Colts? I don't think so. He was a little healthy with the Commanders, right? And I think when healthy, he can be a great quarterback.
To me, like say I said, he's a backup quarterback in the league, and that's why the Rams signed him to be a backup. And why no other team who needed a starting quarterback went after him.
Why are you guys putting these great quarterbacks that go to the Super Bowl like they're washed or they can't do nothing? Is Jared Goff is proving your guys' point wrong right now in Detroit. You guys thought he was washed before he went to Detroit. You guys thought he was washed his first year in Detroit.
We never said he was washed. We said he's
mediocre.
mediocre.
You said he was lower than 15, quarterbacks in the league.
I still believe that.
You still believe he's a bottom tier quarterback?
He's a mid-tier quarterback now.
You're telling me right now you can name – we're not going to do it tonight. You're telling me right now that you can name 15 other quarterbacks better than him.
I can.
I know
I
you
won't
can name
do it, but
5.
I can. I can name 5 easily.
Yeah, easy. We all know we can name 5. I think maybe 7. Other than that, I can make an argument for any other quarterback that Jared Goff is better.
I'll say he's top 10 at best.
At best, he's top 25.
Say it's still on that.
But I'm
To
telling
me,
you,
he's top 15. That's just
you gotta give Carson Wentz a chance. I think Carson Wentz, the last time we saw him, play well on the Eagles, he was an MVP type quarterback.
Yeah, but he's never been that ever since, and he won't be that ever again.
All right. Well, we got to see, because right now you got Cooper Kupp, you got, Luka Doncic over there. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Moving on to another signing, a very interesting signing, in my opinion, for the Cowboys. They did sign Martavis Bryant, who was recently reinstated. He's 31 years old. I'm not a big fan of the signing personally, because if we were going to go after anything, it should have been a corner with the injury to Trayvon Diggs, like Gio mentioned earlier. I'm not a big fan of it. The least of my worries for the team is receiver. But what are your guys' thoughts on the signing?
It's a good depth move, and he will not really see the field.
That's exactly my thought. We basically wasted money. Like, I don't understand what Jerry was thinking.
Just wanted some buzz around the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
Probably did. I'm not going to lie to you.
Gio,
I think this was an unnecessary move. Like you said, he's going to see the sidelines a lot. He might give his opinion here and there, right? But other than that, you guys already have your core 3 guys, I think. So you guys don't need another one.
Yeah. I think it's going to be like a James Washington type situation, that like last year, where he barely saw the field, and when he did, he would just be a deep threat.
I mean, and James Washington, he was a dog on the Steelers, so.
Yeah, one good season, but yeah.
He just needs to be given that chance again.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, one hit wonder, like I said.
I really wonder Is it the quarterback? Is it the team? Or are these wide receivers? You know, their careers go to trash after they leave the Steelers. Every time. So
So
George,
you're
I'm
saying if
saying
George
George,
Pickens
you got to
leaves?
stay in Pittsburgh.
Hey man, we'll see what happens.
Claypool, Juju, AB, George. You know,
Amen. Amen. Don't say Claypool right now.
Hey man,
you know,
Claypool
Claypool.
is terrible. I'm sorry, Saya.
You probably get revived.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah,
who?
it hasn't happened
Who?
8 weeks into the season, but it'll happen eventually.
Amen. When Jalen Waddle went down for that one drive, who took Jalen Waddle's snaps?
Cedric Wilson, and there's a reason for that.
Count. They put Claypool in for Jalen Waddle's rotations.
Yeah, they put him in for one snap. He didn't do anything. They took him out.
Amen. I'm just saying. Now that he's got the best quarterback in football,
Oh my God. He's still on that.
it could be revived, bro. You know what I'm saying?
All
No
right.
one's better than Tua Tagovailoa.
All right. Well, on that note, Gio, you got a segment?
Yeah, I got a little quick two things real quick. First off, I want to say, give a shout out to college hoops. We're starting back the season again. I'm loving to see it. Syracuse got that first win in the season, so hopefully we can keep on going, keep on rolling. Shout out to Justin Taylor. He was balling that night. Then finally, the main one I want to talk about is college football rankings right now. 100% do I disagree with the committee. The Ohio State University, although I'm an Ohio State fan, should not be the number one ranked, university in college football right now. It should be Georgia. They are the two-time defending champions, and it is blasphemous that they have anyone over the Georgia Bulldogs right now.
Yeah. Go Orange. Very excited to have Syracuse basketball back. An actually good program that I don't have to suffer watching like Syracuse football. But moving on to video game news. The original Fortnite did drop. I've been playing that a lot. Very excited to have that back. So if you guys are into that game, definitely suggest checking it out.
I haven't gotten onto it yet, but I was looking forward to trying. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kid Laroi. It's a Wednesday, so he dropped last night. It's like the only person that dropped on a Tuesday instead of a Friday. So shout out to him.
Yeah. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all in the next one.
Yeah, thank you for watching. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that LeBron does not make his teammates better. Let them know Tua's the best quarterback in the NFL, or if I'm wrong. But make sure to subscribe as well, or like this video as well if you enjoyed this podcast. You know what I'm saying? Make sure to Geo.
Hey, one more thing. If who knows, put down in the comment section if you guys want to see a live stream of us doing Fortnite, playing some Fortnite. Go ahead and put that down in the comment section. But other than that, Nick Say already said it. So like three wise men once said, do as Nick Say has said. Peace.
Peace.